Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and stay tuned by clicking the bell icon. 7 major book changes Bridgerton Season 3 will have to make. Bridgerton Season 3 follows Julia Quinn's 4th-era Bridgerton novel. However, the latest installment will be different from its source material. The next installment of Netflix's hit Regency-era drama, Bridgerton Season 3, is already defying its source material by skipping straight to the 4th book. And more than that, the differences will only increase due to the changes the Bridgerton franchise has already made. Bridgerton is a period romance series produced by Netflix. It currently has 2 seasons with a 3rd set to be released this year, and a spin-off series also attached. The series follows the wealthy Bridgerton family, and each of the 8 siblings attempts to find love in Regency London. While Julia Quinn's 3rd Bridgerton novel followed the 2nd eldest child, Benedict, the Netflix series decided to skip him for now in favor of fan favorites Bridgerton's Penelope Featherington and Colin Bridgerton. Since Season 1, Penelope's unique character and unrequited love for Colin has stood out, and now in Season 3, their romance will finally take center stage. In terms of Julia Quinn's novels, Colin's book is the 4th of the series and is entitled Romancing Mr. Bridgerton. Although Bridgerton follows the same plotlines as Quinn's novels, there are certainly major differences between the books and the series, and these distinctions will only continue into Bridgerton Season 3. 7 Bridgerton Season 3 will not have a decade-long time jump. One of the first big differences between Romancing Mr. Bridgerton and Bridgerton Season 3 will be the timeline. In the novel, there is a 10-year time jump that brings the characters from very young adults to nearly past Regency-era marriage ages. Penelope is 28, while Colin is 33. While this time jump is helpful to the book because it gives Penelope and Colin some much-needed distance from each other, Netflix's Bridgerton will not be following in the book's footsteps. In fact, Bridgerton Season 3's synopsis sets the season in the courting season immediately after the one that took place in Season 2. According to Netflix, Bridgerton Season 3 will return with Penelope recovering from Colin's hurtful words from the previous season and determined to find a husband lenient enough to accept her Lady Whistledown identity. Meanwhile, Colin returns from yet another summer of travel only to find that his closest friend is no longer interested in him. Based on these storylines, it's clear that Bridgerton Season 3's time jump will only be about a year long, and more than that, Penelope and Colin will remain as young as they've always been. 6. Penelope and Colin's romance will not start by bonding over his travels. In Romancing Mr. Bridgerton, Colin and Penelope's romance begins in a particularly uncomplicated way. After a decade apart, the pair reunite, and although they fight at first, they begin to catch up on lost time. In particular, Colin shares the writings he did during his travels, and Penelope sees his intelligence. Clearly changed over the years, the two have a somewhat immediate spark. Unfortunately, when it comes to Bridgerton Season 3, it's doubtful that Penelope and Colin will come together that easily. Plus, Bridgerton's creators seem to have another romantic trope in mind. Although Colin will be returning from even more travels in the next season, that is not what will bring him and Penelope together. As evidenced by Season 3's synopsis, due to Penelope's failed attempts at finding a husband, Colin will offer to step in and teach her confidence. Therefore, Penelope and Colin will spend plenty of time together, discussing the trials and tribulations of romance, and in turn, will develop feelings for each other that way. While Bridgerton Season 2 saw plenty of Colin's curiosity and passion for the world, this next season will likely focus more deeply on what his and Penelope's Colin will have to own up to his cruel words from Bridgerton Season 2. A significant moment in Colin and Penelope's relationship that occurred in Bridgerton Season 2 is when Penelope overheard Colin telling his friends that he would never court her. Due to her longtime feelings for him, this revelation broke Penelope's heart and is a major reason for her dedication to finding a husband in Season 3. While this scenario did occur in Romancing Mr. Bridgerton, the circumstances were slightly different. In the book, Colin has this discussion with his brothers, and worse, Penelope reveals herself right after it happens, leading him and the other Bridgerton brothers to apologize profusely. Clearly, based on how this situation happens in Bridgerton Season 2, it will have to continue into the next season. Namely, Penelope will have to confront Colin about what he said, and like in the book, Colin will have to own up to his cruelty and try to fix the situation. Because Penelope never revealed herself in Bridgerton Season 2, it's vital that this issue resolves in Bridgerton Season 3. Without a resolution, it seems unlikely that Penelope will be able to feel confident that Colin truly loves her. Plus, having a secret between them will only hurt their relationship. Therefore, Colin's revelation must continue into Bridgerton Season 3. 4. Penelope and Alois's friendship will have to be mended. Another major difference between Julia Quinn's books and Bridgerton is Penelope and Alois's relationship. While Romancing Mr. Bridgerton sees them simply as best friends, Bridgerton Season 2 established a more complicated situation. Alois no longer wants to be Penelope's friend. This situation occurred at the end of the season when Alois realized that Penelope was Lady Whistledown. Especially after Penelope embarrassed Alois in her column, Alois is upset that Penelope is Whistledown, and their friendship is on the outs. In this way, Bridgerton Season 3 will have to stray from the book. In particular, Bridgerton Season 3 must see Penelope and Alois work through their differences. Despite the fact that Romancing Mr. Bridgerton focuses heavily on just Penelope and Colin, the season would not be doing the franchise justice if it didn't mend Penelope and Alois's friendship. In fact, their broken relationship may be key to Penelope and Colin's romance. All in all, Bridgerton Season 3 is going to have to delve into connections other than Penelope and Colin in order to have a satisfying and sensible story. 3. Penelope will not be a spinster in Bridgerton Season 3. Something that comes along with Romancing Mr. Bridgerton's 10-year time jump is the fact that, at age 28, Penelope is considered a spinster. This is actually quite a significant aspect of the book for several reasons. First, it means that Penelope has never been kissed or had any romantic prospects besides her crush on Colin. Additionally, Penelope's spinster status allows her to be more free than ever before, as she can worry less about impressing men and simply be herself. Although this is vital to Julia Quinn's novel, Penelope will not be a spinster in Bridgerton Season 3. In fact, Bridgerton Season 3 will be going in an entirely different direction. To avoid becoming a spinster, Penelope will leave her feelings for Colin behind and enter a marriage that gives her a similar freedom. By finding a man willing to let her be Lady Whistledown, Penelope will be able to continue her writings and be her true self, away from her controlling mother. Then again, this marriage will also likely not be a love match, lessening the chance of Penelope being truly happy or loved. All in all, Bridgerton Season 3 is taking a different approach to Penelope's ugly duckling status. 2. Alois will play a different role in Bridgerton's Lady Whistledown secret. As previously mentioned, Alois will have to play a much bigger role in Bridgerton Season 3 than she did in Romancing Mr. Bridgerton. However, beyond just mending her friendship with Penelope, Alois will also be responsible for the Lady Whistledown secret. In Quinn's book, Colin is determined to find out Whistledown's identity and for a time is convinced it is Alois. However, if this occurs in Bridgerton Season 3, Alois could easily tell him that Penelope is behind Whistledown. In this way, Season 3 will offer much more tension around the Lady Whistledown secret as Alois decides whether to betray Penelope's secret. Lady Featherington will have to finally accept Penelope. The final piece of the Bridgerton Season 3 story will be Lady Featherington. Penelope has always played a significant role in Bridgerton, but her mother and sisters have as well. In Bridgerton Season 2, Lady Featherington became enamored with her shady relative Jack. However, with his dismissal at the end of the season, her attentions are free to move to Penelope. Though Featherington doesn't seem too important in Romancing Mr. Bridgerton, it seems likely that in the series she will undergo a much-needed perspective change when it comes to her daughter, especially as Penelope becomes more confident in herself. Her character development will be another change from the Bridgerton books. If you liked the video, don't forget to like, comment, and share.